Thank you everyone for joining us. We have Dylan Floro now available. Please use the raise your hand icon if you have any questions. First questions from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Dylan, we've seen a lot of pitchers around the league go down with arm injuries, shoulder inflammation, and the like. What have you done differently, if anything, to kind of prepare for this odd season?
I haven't done much. I mean, I stay on top of my arm care. I get joked around from a few guys, but I'm pretty big on contrasting, trying to speed up my recovery process as fast as I can and stay ahead of things instead of letting it build up and get behind on stuff if something's bothering me.
So contrasting is just cold and hot?
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
Where were you during the quarantine, and what did you do throwing wise?
I was back home. I pretty much stick to kind of a throwing program. I've likely found somebody that had a really nice setup had a whole gym and indoor mound and all that stuff where I was able to throw and stay on top of things during the whole situation.
Thanks.
Yep.
Next question from Dave Bassett. Go ahead, Dave.
Hi, Floro. I was curious. I was curious if you thought coming into this type of season that relievers were going to be a bigger part of the season and take up a bigger share of the workload than in most years.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think it's kind of the same. I would say kind of the same how it is every year. I mean, starters. I mean, it's going to take them maybe a little bit more time to build up, but I think it's going to be about the same. I mean, kind of in the years past, to get the season started, you see a lot more bullpen arms, and then later got in the season, the more you've seen starters going a little bit deeper. And I think we're getting pretty close with our starters in that situation where, I mean, you're still going to see some, but it's going to be a little bit different, I think, with when you have to face three batters coming out of bullpen. So it makes, I think, the coaches and managers and all that think a little bit different.
Joe Kelly went on the injured list today. How big of a loss is that for you, your group, for whatever amount of time that he's out?
I mean, it's always a big loss whenever you lose one of your guys, but I think we got pretty good arms in our bullpen to be able to pick him up and hopefully gets back to 100% and get back in the bullpen and help us finish winning the rest of the games out.
Thank you, Floro.
Yeah.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Dylan. So just off the Kelly thing, he's on the IL with inflammation. It seems like a lot of pitchers compared to years past to go on the injured list with, inflammation, shoulder, whatever, arm stuff. Was that a concern coming into this year? I mean, how did you sort of prepare to make sure that you weren't going to have to deal with that kind of stuff?
I mean, you can't really sit there and prepare for hopefully not getting hurt. I mean, there's stuff things you can maybe do to kind of help. Like, I mean, I think our training staff is one of the best trying to from helping people from not getting hurt and keeping them healthy and staying on the field. I mean, so things are going to come up, especially in this short mountain season, and with 60 games, everything matters. So you're going to have some energy. Some people get hurt here and there, but I think it's not going to be good, but I think it's going to be okay towards the end of the year.
Thank you.
Question from Eric Steven. Go ahead, Eric.
Hi, Dylan. I was wondering, you're throwing your changeup a little more this year. Is there anything different about that pitch, or was this a conscious effort for you to just throw it more often?
I think it's just more. I'm starting to see a little bit more lefties with that 3-batter momentum, and it was a big focus for me this offseason, knowing going into the offseason, the following season, you're going to have to face 3 guys. So the chances of me facing a lefty were pretty high, and I knew I was going to need something for the lefties to stay off just sitting on my 2-seam. And I went in to work on it. I mean, I've always kind of thrown it back when I was a starter and all that. It's just never felt too comfortable with it, and I try to overpower it too much. Now I'm just kind of letting it, instead of just trying to throw it as hard as they possibly can, just letting the grip work.
Thank you.
Gonna have one final question from Dave Bassett. Go ahead, Dave.
Dylan, you guys just saw the Padres last week. You just played the Giants 7 times. With playing inside your own division as much as you are this year, what's the cat and mouse game like as far as hitters seeing you more in a shorter amount of time? Is that a challenge for relief pitchers too?
I mean, I think it's a challenge for everybody. The more you see somebody, the more the hitters you get more comfortable and stuff like that. But I think it's also the hitters are going to go up and down too, and we have to stay on top of what pitches we throw. I mean, one week you could be sitting on changeups good. One week you could be sitting on fastballs good. I mean, at this point, we got to stay on top of our scouting there, and which I think we do really well with. I mean, that's going to be the game changer when you're playing all these teams back to back like this. I mean, and just each pitch you have to really execute. You can't really take a pitch off.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Dylan.
No problem. No problem.